He's actually kind of upset that you.
Yeah, he actually just he reeled back from me like. So, I think your cat's racist.
Yes.
He has a Hitler stash.
So episode
Hitler, if you will.
Episode 29 of Terrorisk. Tonight we have a guest, Farooq, who is a comedian. He's a fucking comedian, Farooq, Mr. Farooq.
What a fucking joke!
It's his first time on the show. It's his first time at my place. We're very fucking happy to have him. We're
happy to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
We're
Appreciate
drinking
it.
some B+ grade whiskey.
Yes, we are, and I'm drinking.
I'll give it a solid
Bank,
like. B-.
Sponsored by Chase Bank.
I didn't really. How do you get a glass that says Chase Bank on it?
Did you steal from Chase Bank?
What kind of account did you open?
Fuck, I forgot.
He stole from Chase Bank.
I think I stole it from someone.
Sticking it to the man. Suck on that, JP Morgan. We have your cup. A few more of these and they're going to start crumbling.
Did you see? Actually, I forget it. I'll ask this later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so most of this episode tonight is going to be, the bulk of it is going to be about you, Farooq. I hope you're ready. You're in the hot seat.
Oh, okay. Oh, goody.
We're gonna be
a couple more of these before it gets hotter.
Yeah, we're gonna be discussing some interesting shit, like what it's like to be a comedian who's not quite, blown up yet.
Not quite there yet.
Who's still in the trenches, who's still fucking doing the work, pounding the pavement. I mean, that's what the business takes. Yeah, the cat does that.
I love that. That's the one aspect of your production that you just can't control.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I don't really.
Oh, yeah, he's not gonna knock the camera. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No. He's just noticing.
You guys can't see this, but he has the illest Hitler stash.
Yeah, it's the little black thing on his nose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Hitler
stash. Yes.
Yeah.
He's just gonna chill.
Oh, hey.
Can you get my
guy.
phone?
Hey, guy.
Thank you.
Hey, Munchie.
Mochi.
Mochi? Oh, that's Munchie. Mochi.
I didn't name him.
Mochi's racist.
I wanted to name him Sesame.
Well, he's named
that's
by a white
not
woman.
less racist.
How is it not less racist? Sesame is it's a seed.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay, so being a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best show you've ever played?
Best show I've ever played?
I mean, the best night you've ever performed, like.
I mean,
best set you've ever done.
That answer could vary depending on what. By best, you mean like the most I've ever the most response I've gotten out of an audience, or the best for me?
The best for you, like your
best
favorite,
for me.
your personal favorite, if from your experience, like.
It wasn't a set that I did really well. It wasn't anything about me doing really well. It was so a little backstory. I didn't grow up here, so I grew up in Pakistan, and over there I would get the Comedy Central and stuff, and I discovered stand-up when I was like 15, 16, right? You would have a Premium Blend. You remember Premium Blend, right?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Premium Blend was like basically they would give comedians a half hour, like budding comedians.
I remember that.
Actually. Yeah. So Greer Barnes is at that time was quite popular. He was on Chappelle's show and things, and he was a up and coming stand-up comedian.
Chappelle got fucked.
He did get fucked, but then he recovered, and he's still more rich than any of us will ever be in our entire life. So
yes.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. We don't need to feel bad for him.
No, I mean, I watch these videos on the internet of him getting on stage and talking about how, like, see, y'all think Kanye is crazy. That motherfucker ain't all crazy. Because he's talking about how, the slave contracts and shit.
Yeah, how the owning your, masters and all the things like that. Yeah.
That's what that Atlanta episode was about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Who owns my masters? Like, Doughboy asked him, right?
Yeah.
Who owns my masters? And well, wait, we're getting sidetracked really quickly to answer the question.
We're allowed to
forget.
sidetracked on this show.
Because I'm going to forget my answer. That's why. Because we're drinking, I'm going to forget the answer. Greer Barnes was on Chappelle's show. Was someone who I saw do stand-up for the first time. And it just felt like the most blatant meaning of like what a rock star is. Like, this guy's just saying words, and people are clapping and reacting as they're hearing their favorite song. That just was like magic to me. Like, I want to do that one day. And then, long story short, I was in a bad place in life, as all comedians are, I guess, and I decided to do stand-up. And I went and did stand-up, and I told myself if I land even one joke, I'm going to continue doing it. Chris probably remembers this. I think we went to a Broadway open mic, and
yep.
I actually made a joke about Kanye, which landed, and that's like this. I owe my career to Kanye. I don't know how I feel saying that in this day.
What was the joke?
Kanye West sounds like the kind of person that screams his own name during sex.
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah, like it was very amateurish, but it was landed in an open mic, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny," and that was enough for me.
Yeah. All 8 of us.
All 8 of us. Like, that's pretty funny. Like, oh, thank you. Half the crowd that I happen to know. But yeah, but
we
then
call them the core 4.
I got my first show 3 months later. And again, I don't even have a fully fleshed out 5 minutes at this point, but I get to do a little bit more than 5, and I'm excited. It's at a place called Dangerfields. That club is done and dusted now; it doesn't exist. But at that time, I did the show, and then guess who happens to be headlining?
Rodney Dangerfield.
Good guys, Chris. No, it was not the ghost of Rodney Dangerfield. It was Rodney. It's been so long. No, it was not Rodney Dangerfield. It was Greer Barnes, and. Not only that, after the set, he came up to me and was like, "You got something there, and just keep going." And that was the best set I've ever done because it fortified for me a huge risk that I'd taken.
Right.
And that's the best set. Otherwise, I kill all the time.
Yeah, this guy slays.
All right, we don't have to be ironic about it
Slays.
all the time.
I heard
murders.
I forgot who was describing it, but from what it sounds like British hecklers are the worst. Like they were telling the story about how they were bombing on stage in Britain, and like none of the jokes were landing, and nobody was laughing. But there was like one guy in the crowd. Every time he bombs, he would just go like, "Woo! Yeah, mate! Yeah, you're fucking killing it, mate! You're killing it,
I think I've seen that on. Who was it?
That sounds rough. I would want to die if that happened to me. I'd be like, bro.
Bombing in a black room is the worst thing ever. I think worse than bombing in the UK. Bombing in a black room is the worst because they start pretending you're not on stage. They pretend you don't exist. They start having conversations. They start roasting you in the audience like you're not right there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then they are the funniest thing to happen in the show. And then you're like, I will never recover from this.
Well, there's that Jamie Foxx one where the guy starts bombing on stage at the roast.
Yeah.
Am I fucking up right now? I think I'm fucking up.
Right now. That's the one thing I do love about doing black rooms. Like they're very honest audience.
Yeah.
They know what they like, and if you give it to them, they're gonna appreciate it, and you're gonna kill. And if you're poor, they will let you know immediately. Like they don't. Yeah. The best compliment you can get doing comedy in a black room is someone standing up and not even laughing, like, "You stupid." That is the best compliment you get in comedy, especially if it's an older black lady. You just resonated with like all of America right now.
Yeah, it must be rough, like being a black comedian, but like that doesn't fit that mold. Like you actually joke about like I don't know highbrow shit or something.
Yeah, like Donald Glover. Donald Glover had that experience where he wasn't really liked by black audiences. They called him like white, like It's
like, come on, we want a guy to go on stage. It smells like cocoa butter in here. And he was like,
oh shit. Fucking another comedian, Godfrey, has a great show about that. We're like, and now, welcome to the stage, hot sauce. Oh god. They sometimes like they have this ridiculous name. They're like, how are you gonna make a career out of this? Because like, we went to do a show one time in the Bronx, and the headliner was called G-rated. Guess what? He wasn't.
G-rated.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, he opened.
How
was
unexpected.
Like, it's hotter than a motherfucker in here. I'm like, that's Bernie Mac, and you were cursing already. That is not G-rated.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's. I think there's also something like bombing gracefully can save you. If you're bombing and you just kind of lean into the bomb, that can turn around the room. It's like, I'm so bad.
Yeah, or that joke sounded way better in my head. Sorry. You could be honest about it, like, because that would be the truth. It really did fucking sound better in my head, and I didn't. That's why you always got to record your shit.
I saw Louis bomb. That for me was like, I'm never going to be afraid of bombing again. I saw Louis bomb like for 10 minutes during his own special like recording in Connecticut. I'm like, wow, this is really bad. And like for 10 minutes, nobody was on his side. He was like, all right, I sense I lost you 9 minutes ago, but I thought I could turn it around. But no.
Yeah, as a comedian though, do you really want to start a podcast?
You have to.
I heard that it's like a death trap nowadays. Like comedy podcasts for comedians, like it could really kill you.
It could really kill you depending on the kind of content you make. I think it's worse for if you're just some straight young white boy because all you're going to talk about is your dating experiences and that's it. I think if you're...
even those straight young white boys at least really...
No, there's a saturation of it. I think that's...
I was a straight young white boy. I don't appreciate this.
Yeah, but I like the ones that get into like their mental illness and shit. I really
want to say you have to have a unique product out there. Like say, how many can you count on one hand probably that are the same podcast? The Yard, The Basement Yard... Andrew Schultz, like Trevor Wallace, like all the guys are doing the same thing. They're going to invite porn stars on, and then they're going to be like, I don't get laid as much, but I have a hot chick here who's going to explain how to do it, and like all the like incels. It depends on the product you're making. And I think for
Well, you know my favorite podcast, and I don't really want to name it because it's actually kind of embarrassing to name it on anything.
Oh, it rhymes with Slum Brown.
Yeah. But yeah, I like, because, that to me is more creative. Kind of like what, like this is what that feels
It was at a certain point. So like podcasting about it this way is whatever you come up with is going to expire very quickly, so you have to go on to the next thing. Like for before, who everyone is inviting porn stars. Now they're inviting right wing like
porn stars.
Yeah. The right-wing porn stars.
I think that's what they are. I think that applies more like if you don't live in like New York City, right? Because if there's nothing going on in your life, then you have to fabricate like novelty. We don't have to do that in the city. We could all we have to do is just go out and live our fucking lives.
Yeah, we don't have to lie.
We'll have shit to talk about. I have plenty of fucking dumb, fucking stupid, ridiculous, absurd experiences that I could just like go on for hours just living in the city and growing up.
I think
here,
to an extent that's true, right? I mean, think about the kind of friends we know on both ends of like the spectrum. There's people who we know that are very outgoing and adventurous, and then we also have the same friends who like just don't leave this island. Just don't leave where their comfort zone.
Oh well, that's definitely not me.
I'm not saying, but we happen to know both types of people.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're close with them is a different thing. I'm saying, but we know both, and we're like, really have no desire to just leave.
Yeah,
here?
but that's got to be more of a universal thing, right? Wherever you're from, there's always going to be people that just don't fucking leave.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. So I think it depends on the kind of person you are and what you're trying to do. Like,
but I feel like in New York, it's a lot harder to isolate yourself in your little bubble of culture.
You'd be surprised.
But it's harder than if you lived in fucking West Virginia. I don't know.
Have you guys tried going to the big city?
No, you're definitely right. It's definitely harder to do it over here, but at the same time, people succeed in doing it. So it's like, how much you really want to be a hermit that you succeeded in being a hermit in one of the most populous cities on the fucking planet.
It's impressive.
That's impressive. That's what I'm saying. That's a skill right there.
Yeah, it's definitely a feat.
But also, podcasts, I think people who aren't just going to get on there and talk about their dick, it's a whole new spectrum and medium. Like, for example, you see a lot more podcasts popping up about, like, mental health and things like that. And I think it's the new TV show. Like, it's the new TV is podcast. People don't watch TV for information. They want a podcast now.
Yeah.
Just hang out with their favorite retards.
Yeah, because everyone has anxiety, but they want to be part of a conversation. What's the best way to do that? Podcasts. You're a ghost in a conversation. So you get to have the experience of being in a conversation, but you have nothing to contribute. And that's why you talk to people and they can regurgitate a lot of information, but they have very few original takes of their own.
Yeah, because that's built on original experiences, which actually requires you to, especially as an adult, you have to willfully go out and live your fucking
challenge
life.
yourself.
Which goes back to what I was saying. It's like we have at least the benefit of being from the city, where we don't have to just like fabricate and follow trends. We could literally just like talk about our daily experience, and you'll definitely fucking have some like weird dumb shit that people weirdly relate to in some weird way.
I think so. So I think there's two ends to that. I think we definitely live more interactive wise than other people saying, like, I don't know, Texas or something. We cross more people on a daily basis for sure. So there's a higher percentage of us having a good or weird interaction with someone. But at the same time, we're like, oh, well, every New Yorker has that interaction. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, a homeless guy pissed on me. He's like, welcome to being a New Yorker. Like, it's...
All right, have you ever had someone try to buy your pants off you?
No.
No, what?
I've had that happen.
Did you sell it to
them?
them?
Well, tell the story now. You can't just leave that fucking...
Did you sell it?
No, it's just, what?
Did you sell it to them?
Tell us the fucking story.
Standing outside McDonald's somewhere on the west side, someone went inside to take a piss. I'm smoking cigarettes.
Broad daylight? Like what?
No, it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
It's not even late at night. It's like
no, it's not like the time where you think people would be offering to buy your pants from you.
These are not pant buying hours.
No, they were not pant buying hours. Business hours were over, and weird night shit hours hadn't started yet. This guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, I got a weird question. You look like you're my size. Can I buy your pants?" And I was like, "Absolutely not."
That motherfucker.
But I need to know why.
He thinks life is a movie. He's like, "Yeah, I could just go up to this guy and offer to buy his pants. I got the money. It's like it's an emergency." It's like, nah.
Well, so he's like,
depending on the amount of money he had, I would have.
Well, this is all right. So he's like, "Well, this is because I'm like, why do you need to buy my pants?" He's like, well, there's this club around the corner. I reserved a table, but I just came from soccer practice, and I only had sweatpants. And I'm like, you try to go into a club with sweatpants? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I didn't know. He's like, well, I reserved a table, but they won't let me in. So I got mad money. I'll give you $200.
You have resources to go play soccer in the city, but you just don't want to pay. Who are you?
That's why he was like, I'll give you $200. I'm like, why can't you find pants any other way? And he just kept telling me that he has a lot of money. And
I can't wait for David Beckham to retell the story on his podcast. He's trying to buy this guy's pants. He was selling his fucking pants. I'm David Beckham.
Should have sold it to him, man.
Yeah, but I was like, but I'm not gonna take my pants off like on the street and give it to a stranger and then wear his pants.
Honey, everyone takes your pants off for money. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
But then I had to put on a stranger's pants.
Honey, everyone puts their pants for the right amount of money. I think you missed out on a golden opportunity. You could have been the first OnlyFans model.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that long
This
ago.
is a good segue into the next question. Did you ever get laid from being a comedian?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Great. It's a thrill.
Yeah, it's a thrill.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, you made me laugh so hard with your jokes.
My God, you're the guy in that movie.
I couldn't tell if I was laughing or coming. I'm like, that's good for me, actually. That we both don't know what that's
But
like.
was she laughing or coming though?
That's what I'm saying. It's good for the both of us that she is also not sure.
I mean,
You giggled,
You can't not have a thing in this. I don't know. Maybe I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in this city, you cannot not have a thing and expect
You
to.
can't be not interesting.
Yeah, you got to have a thing.
Yeah.
Whether you're a fucking a cop, a musician, a comedian, whatever. You just something. Like.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who definitely are just okay with being in just person in society, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's hard to live in the city if you're not going to do that. It's hard to enjoy the city.
Well, first of all, I mean, we can't even say like regularly getting laid is like all that great. Like you could say like it's a huge expense. Every time you go out and meet these fucking broads, you have to like buy dinner and all this.
Gotta buy condoms.
I don't mean just getting laid. I mean just having being a comedian opens me to different types of people. I love it. Like I can go hang out with different types of people and
Like former professional wrestler Eric Watts.
exactly. Yeah, there you go. Former professional wrestler Eric Watts and going to have late night diner meals like comedians who are like farther ahead than you. Like that's fun, and they'll be around people who are farther ahead than them. Mm-hmm. So it's like it opens up avenues for you to go and meet people you otherwise wouldn't really be able to meet if you were like, I don't know, working for some accounting firm or something. I don't know.
All right, next question. What's the most you've ever made from like a single...
This should have been over 5 minutes ago. Next question.
No. I'll just try to check something. What's the most you've ever made from a single gig?
3,000. I did 30 minutes.
That's cool.
Have you claimed that on your taxes?
Yes. The government knows I do comedy.
Well, they see how little money you
They
record,
also
so
wrote
they-
back, are you sure?
You made $20 this week?
It just said, are you sure? Signed Obama.
That's pretty chill. $3,000 for 30 minutes work. That's
Dude, that's the thing is the pay scale in comedy is very drastically different. Like you make nothing, but once you become slowly become a product and everything, you could make decent money.
yeah.
Yeah. And doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay. Did you ever do a gig outside of the country?
No, I did a gig outside the country. No.
No.
I tried to. I did not get to do a gig outside the country. No. It's
No, it's not true. You were supposed to do that gig in Florida, but
soon enough it will count as outside the country.
All for it.
We'll see next year what happens.
No, that's definitely funny. I'm sorry. I gotta get this out. I just can't stop thinking about cause I've had other people on the podcast, of course, like a bunch, and one of the most
several.
One of the most consistent ones was Bren. And do you know Bren from the Lucky Fucks?
No.
Oh.
Miranda's older brother.
No.
Oh, okay. No worries then.
Seamus's older brother.
I'll fill you in.
I know
on,
Seamus.
I'll run through some of the best Bren moments on the podcast.
Okay.
Later,
Okay.
after this shit, but yeah, it's really funny. And it was going back to what I was saying. I was like, is Farooq the most interesting guest I've had so far? being an actual.
There haven't been that many people.
Am I really?
Being an actual professional.
I think you should stop at episode 29. This is going to be the most interesting episode you're going to have. That's it.
We've peaked.
We've peaked.
Being an actual entertainer. No. I mean, I don't know. It's because it's a weird symbiotic thing. On one hand, I'm kind of afraid to ask interesting people to come on the show because the show I feel like maybe it's not fully formulated yet. But on the second hand, it's why would they complain? It's free exposure.
Yeah.
I'm helping promote you. You help promote me. It's a beautiful thing. It's not even I really need it because this isn't my day job or anything.
Right.
But
we don't need
think
this.
There's no. You can just see it as there's no end goal here. Just having someone to just have them on. You want to have a conversation. And
We're
that's
just
it.
drinking. Having a good
Right.
time.
I think the worst thing about choosing to do stand up is you have to really you have to live in reality all the time. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, you have to be a cynical fuckhead all the time.
Not just cynical, but you have to like be very self-aware. Otherwise, you're gonna go down a path that's gonna end up swallowing you.
I've seen some very unself-aware.
And you'll see how those people end up. You know what I mean? They're generally either extremely narcissistic or extremely just not in congruence with like who they are.
Well, you have alcohol for that.
Yeah, no, that's part of it, definitely. You know, you see a lot of comedians be like, well, I'm funny on stage as this guy, and people love this guy, so I'm just going to drink and make that my personality. Mm-hmm. And that ends up happening a lot. So
live fast, die young, baby.
Yeah, that's there's two things that I didn't know there was so much in comedy is suicide and rape.
Yeah.
Seriously, the first year, I'm like, why is everyone new getting raped every month? There's like a new rape.
So wait, which side are you on then?
I'm pro-suicide. I'm definitely pro-suicide if I had to choose.
You know,
but rape.
I have this theory.
No.
All right, there we go.
You know, I have this theory that like, you know, because like a lot of the way like, you know, comedians party and like live and whatever their lifestyle, it mirrors a lot of.
They really live.
It mirrors a lot of like, you know, like famous musicians. So my theory is that like secretly, like all comedians just wish they could be musicians, and all musicians wish they could be comedians.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong. I think that's
why they hook up with each other all the time. That's
they
why,
do.
Like,
I think it's also
are always trying to fuck musicians, and musicians are always down to fuck comedians. You know.
I think the reason is because it creates a very specific brand of toxicity and emotional unavailability that is very fun to write about post-mortem of the relationship.
It's very novel, yeah.
It creates good art being in cahoots with another person going through pain. You're like, you're fucked up and I'm fucked up, and together we're going to make each other more fucked up.
Someone's going to die.
Someone's going to die. Pro-suicide.
Yo, and it's a beautiful and decadent thing, you know?
I think part of what is great about those kinds of things is, as again, a comedian, you have to live in reality if you want to be good.
A musician, you have to live in fantasy world to be good.
But at the same time, you draw from a dark place. You're escaping darkness in a way, or you're trying to change darkness into something else. But if you're a musician and you're writing music, and it's an outlet to whatever you're channeling negatively inside, right? Comedians, same thing, but I think it's just different end products.
Yeah, of course.
I think musicians want to be seen. I think comedians want to be felt. But people feel like resonated. Like they feel like, okay, I hate because when a room full of people clap with an opinion that you wrote down in your fucking diary on the way to a fucking show, and you're like, I'm a god. Like it's very intoxicating to put your pure thoughts out there, and then people will like, not only is that correct, it is hilarious.
But it's funny because it's actually the opposite, right? Like people don't really hear music; they feel music. Because like
that's what I'm saying.
If someone's not educated on music, they listen to music, and you tell them to like break, they don't know what the fuck they're hearing. They can't describe it to you, but they could tell, well, this is how this music makes me feel. Same thing with comedians. It's like I may not be feeling what he's saying, but I'm listening and I'm thinking about it, and I'm hearing the words and I'm processing it like consciously. But, you know, both of them are trying to break the barrier. Where it's like the musician saying, I want to make you feel so hard, you have a profound, crazy, thoughtful experience.
That's what I mean.
I want to make you think so hard, you feel my pain.
That's so that ironically, inadvertently, both complete the other's objective. That's what I think the attraction is. Yeah. Is comedians can instantly hit a feeling, and you're like, oh, I resonate with that. I resonate with that a lot. I've been there. You know, and with like your conciseness. Yeah. Whereas a musician can write a whole song,
make you feel
and you could still miss the point of the song, but shit, it got streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it can make you feel it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. What draws them together.
Yeah. So I just noticed that a lot of female comedians like go to fuck like douchebag are musicians.
Yeah. I think it's also a level of what I've been working on. This is like comfort zones also come with comfort problems, as in you get comfortable with the problems you have because you know how to deal with them, and you get stuck in this circle of problems. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're okay with having these problems because you know how to deal with these problems. Venturing out is going to make you confront different problems that you may not have the solution for, and that's scary. So I feel like a lot of that has to do with that aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of comedians and musicians date each other because they know how to navigate around that drama and play that game with each other. Yeah. Whereas, say, dating a professional that doesn't know shit about what you do and trying to form a connection with them is harder because you're like, what do you mean you don't know what the room is? I met Tommy Wiseau. You don't know Tommy Wiseau? Like, it's just hard. It's hard to be like, you don't understand the significance of Blazing Saddles. Like, it's hard to connect with someone.
What's your favorite movie? Pirates of the Caribbean?
You know what? Also, like, comedians...
God, I hope that's never... Oh, that's going to be the future.
I think comedians are smarter and musicians are way more stylish and beautiful.
Yeah. Musicians are definitely... I think society covets musicians more. That's what it is. Comedians are expendable.
But society needs comedians more than musicians.
No.
Comedians, I think, are more necessary.
They are, but I think society covets, as in the sense like it places them in a higher. Okay, I will never write a joke good enough to get a bra thrown at me.
Well, I mean, all right. So the reason for this is
It's just never gonna.
No, it's not.
Let's compare the mediums, right?
Mm.
Music and comedy. The thing about music, it bypasses rationality. It
Yeah,
bypasses
definitely.
your thought process.
Definitely.
Whereas comedy actively engages you,
Yeah.
fucks with it, manipulates it,
Right.
like tricks it.
Right.
So they're like different like kind of end goals with how it engages your consciousness.
Mm.
Music seeks to slip past it, whereas comedy, and it does.
You're right. No, you're definitely right about that. Yeah.
Whereas comedy will actively like say like, yeah, well let's talk. Like.
No, you're right. I think you could use aesthetics to sell music for sure, but it's harder to use aesthetics to sell comedy because eventually when people watch it, they're like, yeah, this is garbage.
Yeah.
But with music, you'd be like, I mean, the music's not that great, but look at how beautiful Harry Styles is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But with comedy, you can't be like, I mean, yeah, Amy Schumer sucks and you try to make her hot, but it just made her suck more. You know what I mean? It didn't work. But now I think that's happening in comedy. We're trying to, from the source up, be like, what if we just kind of glamify comedy? And I think that's what it is. Because now comedians are stylish. Before you wore black jeans. Yeah, glamity. It is glamity. You're right about that. It certainly is, because now you have to be like, have a sense of style and an Instagram. Like, comedians before just needed to have their set and personality.
Yeah,
That's all. Louis wore black T-shirts his entire fucking career. Well, he's one of the highest paid comedians in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And that's because nobody gave a shit what Louis looked like. But now people do give a shit what you look like.
Now he wears those stupid fucking hats.
Yeah, I know he has to wear a sweater. He has a stylist.
Yeah,
Louis
yeah.
has a fucking stylist. That's weird.
Oh man.
Because there's no way Louis thought to put on a hat and really bring the outfit together. That's not what
This is what I'm missing.
Yeah, like that's not what he does. He has pizza stands
That's
on
what
his
the
black shirts, and he wears them to fucking comedy specials. He doesn't give a shit.
That's why I don't know. It's actually style is such a personal thing. I can't even begin to like share thoughts on it because like
Original style.
because nobody has like nobody can really have like opinions on style. Style is style.
Yeah,
Whereas,
it's called fashion.
no. Fashion is timely. Style is timeless.
Fashion is annoying.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's a difference between style and fashion. Your style is timeless. Whereas
It's the most nepotistic and elitist art form there is, fashion. I can't tell you.
but
how
I
much-
like style. I think
Style is good, but like I'm talking high fashion, like couture, like type shit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's a status symbol.
It's
though.
status
It's
symbol. Yeah.
It functions utilitarian.
It's not art that's made for the mere masses to consume. If anything, it's for them to ogle at and be like, damn, I can't have that shit.
All right, yeah, but it functions. So like the idea is this. Let's say you're rich, right?
Right.
And like, let's say you're rich, but you don't look rich. So you go outside, and people don't treat you like you're rich. They treat you like another piece of
Like
shit.
Bill Gates. Or
That's why they go out of their way to wear.
Oh, wait, no, the George Lucas.
Because
That's the one.
George Lucas.
Because in their
Mr.
mind, it's
Flannel.
like, what's the point of like wasting away your whole life getting rich if people are just going to treat you like I want to wear it?
Can I tell you something?
What?
Industrialists and entrepreneurs that I've met, they're like extremely rich, are all slobby.
Yeah, well, that's
They-
the new,
they do- yeah, they
that's
do
the
that,
new, that's
yes.
the new age school of thought.
No,
See,
no.
we're talking
Even back, like when I was in Farooq, I would go to school with these kids from Long Island, Great Neck. Great Neck is like one of the most affluent.
what I was
neighborhoods.
describing
Yeah.
was new money thinking. Old money doesn't think that way because old money was born with their shit. You know, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Whereas like new money,
You're right. New
they,
money.
they have a
they
chip,
want you to know. That
they have a
money,
chip
yeah.
on their shoulder.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
want you to know they have
what
money,
that
for
high
sure,
fashion
yeah.
shit is for. But you know, like
It's also redirecting the conversation. So like, I don't know if you heard about this, but a lot of new heiresses, like younger heirs and heiresses, like I don't want to invest my money in fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Like they're billionaires and like, well, I'm going to redirect, and that could like cause a crash.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of 17-year-olds with money like, I don't think I want to invest in fossil fuels. Like we're like, I can't go to work. It's insane, right? They're like doing TikTok dance, like I saved the fucking world. You're like, I am out of a job. Insane.
heiress of billionaire oil company decides she's going to divert her attention into environmentalism.
That's happening. That's seriously happening. It's hilarious.
Let them figure it
Because their
out.
parents are freaking out. Like, how do you think we made this money?
Share values are plummeting as she dumps billions of her family's fortune into her single.
No more meat. No
How do-
more meat.
How to end generational wealth in a week.
Oh man, but that never works because like usually those rich.
No, they have so much money. Even if they make bad investments, they still have enough fucking.
Not
money.
only that, those rich ass kids, like give them some credit. They're forced to get the best education, even from like the earliest age.
Yeah, have a heart.
No, I'm
have
saying,
a heart.
I'm saying even they're not dumb enough to squander their shit on bullshit.
I disagree.
Like TikTok stuff.
It depends on who it is. If you have other people around that can make financial decisions for them, probably not. But if they are the sole, decision maker, they'll probably tank it. It could happen.
Maybe.
I mean, look at even if these people's idea of broke is they'll still be a millionaire. Let's put that into perspective. They will never go broke to the point where they're destitute. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not going to MC Hammer themselves. You know what I mean? That's just not going to happen because they understand that even to them, their level of idea of broke is something that they have. What it costs to maintain, they're going to make that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if their idea of living in, say, a $1 million apartment in New York is slumming it, they still have resources to make the $1 million. They may not have enough brains and resources to make $1 billion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Just using like avenues of investment that's available to like assholes like us.
Right.
With just $300,000.
Thank you.
With just $300,000, you don't ever have to pay rent. So what you could do.
Wait, like if you earn $300,000.
No, if you own $300,000. You literally have enough to purchase enough assets to never have to work again. Actually, you know what? Nowadays it's more like.
I feel like it has to be $500,000.
No,
300,000 is not as much money as you think it is.
No, just look at the market, right? What you got to do is you got to look to the ETF, SPY.
ETF? What do you mean ETF?
There's an ETF called SPY, SPY. That's the ticker, and it
Well,
tracks.
what is ETF? What the fuck is ETF?
ETF is like it's basically like a bigger portfolio that invests.
Like a block, like futures or like something stable.
Yeah.
Like SEC and shit?
Yeah, we're talking about securities trading.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I meant.
It's basically a securities asset.
Right.
But you could trade in it like share. You could trade shares of it just like any other stock because it's publicly traded.
Okay.
So what you could do is like because it's traded as stocks, you could invest options on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have enough to buy, say, just theoretically, 100 shares of SPY, that'll cost you around like, what is it? Oh, sorry. You know what? $40,000, I guess. So if you have like 100 shares, basically every month you could sell 1 month expiry options, and that's worth enough to pay your fucking rent. So like you could just like dump that money into owning just 100 shares and use.
But you're talking 300 liquid, not
not even 300. You just need enough to afford 100 shares of SPY to be able to share options against it, because that's how options are traded. It's by 100 shares. I know it's probably over your head.
No, I get where I went to business school for a little. I get the basics of it. I get what you're saying. I think what you're detailing is far more intricate than you are making it sound like. I think you have to have a good idea
this
of the market.
This is what I was doing throughout the whole pandemic.
So but you have a good understanding of these things. I'm saying, like, you can't just be somebody. Let's say I earn 300,000 contracting. Like, I'm a contractor.
Well, I learned all this through YouTube tutorials.
I know, but I'm saying, let's just average Joe, right? What was Joe the plumber? Joe the plumber? What was the character?
What?
Joe Biden's character for like the average guy, was it Joe the plumber? Wasn't it Joe the plumber? My guy, Joe, when Biden was first with Obama, didn't he have like a friend he made up, like an average guy? He's like Joe the plumber.
Oh, yeah, what was that guy?
Joe the plumber, right?
That was
his
it?
friend Joe the plumber. Like, there's no way you have someone in your phone called Joe the plumber. You're the fucking vice president. But anyways. Say your average Joe the plumber guy makes 300,000. Now, for him to pivot his understanding, learning, thinking, I'm saying he's a young person.
You don't really need 300. You don't need six figures. You only need like 40.
Even 40,000. You think that's going to be something he's going to learn on the uptake of first time? It's going to cost him a few gambles.
Well, here's the thing. No. That money, the way options works is that, you can gamble on it, but you mitigate your risk. Because, for example, you could invest in options if you have no shares, but that's pure gambling. Because you're investing on nothing but like options contracts that
you're playing blackjack,
that expire. But if you have 100 shares and you're not gambling on those options, people are gambling on your options. You have the shares, they're the ones buying options off you.
So you're the bet taker.
You're the house. Because in every options trade, there's two parties. There's people who are betting.
So you buy your way to being the house, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well then, that's like being like, hey, I know a loan shark, and now I'm a loan shark.
Yeah, and this is what.
And now we're boys.
This is what rich people do. They go out there, they buy a shitload of fucking shares of SPY or whatever, and then they do it from many different assets, and then you never have to work a day.
Is that what people are calling Elon, a grifter? Is that not what they mean, grifter?
I don't know. Call it what you want, but like that's what the markets are built for. And also the options contracts. First of all, they weren't meant to be gambled with like that. Like that was purely like accidental. Like it's an inappropriate use of them. The real use of options is to like, hedge your bets. If you're like super rich and you own like thousands of shares in a
Well, yeah, that's their monitor. That's their sort of like slot machine.
No, it's supposed to be like saying like, all right, I own like 1 million shares and I'm afraid if this goes down, so I'll cover my ass. So if I invest in some options contracts, there's only so much I could lose.
That's what I'm saying.
Whereas I could be just a regular asshole.
You'd be losing the money to yourself, essentially. I get where you're going. When you get to buy options, you are placing bets too, but the other people placing bets ensures that even if you lose your bets, those other bets are going to ensure.
Because remember, options. The thing that sets all this is the fact that options contracts expire. They go back.
Right. How,
like the more time.
Is it like a specific time? Like what is it?
It's theta decay. There's like I think there's all these like factors. It's like. There's like I don't know all the factors like there's
like
gamma
a half-life type of thing.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much. So it's calculus, like that's pretty much how you would like.
What isn't these days?
But yeah, it's
really, what isn't these days? You're frowning at me like you don't fucking work.
My phone's not calculus. Wait.
And that's the podcast, folks.
But yeah, that's what you're doing. So if you have enough money for 100 shares or something, you're in a position to be able to let assholes gamble on you. And about a good 99% of their contracts lose anyway. So
I mean, but that's the brilliance of being rich. Is there's other rich people to bail you.
Yeah.
Other powerful rich people bail you out. Like, can you imagine if like my construction company went under and I hit up Tony's Mason and like, hey, come on, me and you same, huh?
Well, you want to destroy the market over here, huh? Tony, come on, Tony.
We go so far back. Like, I don't even have your number.
I saw you did this at Giuseppe's Plumbing down the street.
Actually, that's when the stocks got like really fun is when they cut out the middleman. Like no longer brokers. Yeah, you don't need fucking that sleaze.
Well, they got mad.
Yeah, they got mad that we realized how to do it.
We started to fucking use it against. What is he getting out the window? Okay, no. No, is there?
This is Cream.
Yeah.
He's also not crazy.
Cats can get fucking.
He's a cat. You have a kitten. That's a cat.
Did you know what Hitler did at the end of his life? In the bunker?
Hitler was no cat.
Wow, this cat is Hitler.
You know who I was reminiscing on the other day?
How great Hitler! Okay.
Well, he did a lot of Hitler bits, but Trevor Moore.
That's the guy. He has a podcast now. So you know what's crazy?
No, he's dead.
You see another. You're talking about the before.
Oh, he killed him.
There's this. Yeah, he's been cloned.
He got Epstein. So
yeah, him and Chappelle got cloned.
So who got him drunk and pushed him off the roof?
The government. Because
Trevor Wallace is alive.
Trevor Moore.
Trevor Moore. Yeah, Trevor Moore.
Because he said he wanted to do that thing with the president of the United States on national television.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if that was national television.
No, he had that.
He's like, no, he said like, did you know that it's illegal to say the words "I wanna," yeah.
Ooh, that's a costly bit.
No. But then afterwards, he was like, "But it's okay if I say it because I'm not actually saying it. I'm saying it's not okay to say the words." And he says it over again.
Brilliant. There's a new wave of people who become TikTok or Instagram like comedians, like Instagram TikTok comedians, and then like they think they can just transition seamlessly into stand-up. And it's the hardest lesson I've seen people ever learn. It's so funny.
Well, you think that's crazy? Like, what about the fact that there's comedians that are masters of the stage and performance, and then there's like funny ass people who are masters at like just in the writing room,
they don't have the performance.
But they don't have the you'll have
performance factor.
Yeah, you'll have like a lot of people who could perform, but they can't write for shit.
That's what I mean is by self-awareness. Is like if you know what you look like, what you sound like, what you are, you can work that to your advantage. But if you're writing Jerry Seinfeld comedy and delivering like Kevin Hart, people are going, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's like, y'all haven't noticed how like the elevator only go up and down? Like what? Nobody is gonna fucking listen to that.
Peanuts on planes.
People are gonna boo him in white and black rooms. They're gonna be like, what is this?
Who are these people?
Okay, sorry, I was just checking the time. I couldn't see the number from here, so I used the Zoom.
Oh, I can say it. She asked me.
It's all good.
It's redacted.
No, it's we're actually making really good time.
Yes, this is a great time.
And the reason being is because they don't know how to be around people. They've been talking to a camera their entire comedy.
The performers, right?
And they also misunderstand the difference between like someone just sitting down, like scrolling and going, "I'll watch 10 seconds of this," as opposed to, "Oh, I'm not going to pay to watch you talk for 30 minutes."
Right.
Give it 5 minutes at that.
Oh my god. So yeah, all right, let's see. No, I got another question for you. What was the most fucked up you've ever been on stage during a gig?
I thankfully never do that before I go on stage, but one time
man.
I did do it. Huh?
We were like really stoned once.
I was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you,
Yeah, I was really stoned, but it wasn't a bad performance.
No,
Like,
it
you
wasn't
could tell
bad, but I was just like,
you
oh,
could tell
full
that I was
stone.
definitely stoned. Yeah. But I don't get fucked up to the point where I can't incoherent fucked up.
You don't train wreck?
No, I don't train wreck. But I have done that at an open mic, and I was like, that was a waste of my time and money because I didn't even get to do what I came here to do, and now I'm just fucked up.
Yeah.
So I decided that time, like, I'm just never gonna. If I have to do comedy, I'm just not gonna get fucked up. I can smoke a little bit, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get drunk before I go and do comedy because it just you're leaving yourself open to so much. You could throw up. You could say the wrong thing. There's so much. It's just,
Why would you say the wrong thing?
You're sweating. You're sweating all the time. If you no, just horrible time. Horrible time.
You sell weed?
To comedians?
Yeah.
No, not to comedians.
Okay. No, sorry. Yeah. Fucking. You never sold weed to comedians?
No.
You ever sold weed to politicians?
Yes.
I have too.
You ever sell drugs to comedians?
I've bought drugs with comedians because
you ever
collectively we didn't have the money to afford a full.
Did you ever see another comedian train wreck because
Some of them were quarters. I need you to know that. Like, and that's 100.
Wait,
No, that's $1.
Did you?
Sir, we only know comedy. Can you just help us out?
Yo, did you ever see another comedian train wreck because of they were so fucked up?
Yeah, that's it's so sad. It's pathetic.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's pathetic because they never ever take it well. They always retire like, you guys.
You know what? You're unprofessional.
What happened to the good old days when you could do comedy? Like, I know. Seems like you weren't in those days either. We're all missing the good old days, huh, buddy? I've seen people get belligerent on stage, and that shit which is way more embarrassing. Like, dude, if you bomb, just bomb and take it. Like, don't ever be like, you guys just don't understand comedy. Like, you know what? They do understand fucking being an audience. It's their only job.
Actually, that would be a really good bit, like where you come on, like acting like you're so belligerently drunk and just bombing, and then suddenly, like, all right, you guys don't like this, and then you just, and then you're killing it, like you're slaying it.
That would be some Andy Kaufman level shit, and it takes balls to pull that off.
That would be so good.
That
If
would
I
be pretty
saw
amazing.
that, I would just jizz my pants. I would be like, fuck, that was good.
Either that or people are like, I fucking hate you.
But if you could trick them like that and fool them, like that would be fucking dope.
I've seen people do that with accents, and that shit is fun. I've seen people just do like a full-on accent of something for like 4 minutes of their act, and then the 5th minute, like,
I'm just kidding.
I guess you guys don't like that, huh? What a xenophobic crowd.
Like being an Asian guy, you're doing the Asian accent. It's like, I guess that's not really your thing.
I think it'd be great if it's like an Asian guy and just starts doing like a black accent. Like that shit is just funny. That thing, I'm like, I'm kidding. I'm from Virginia.
Damn, that's how you gotta win comedy these days. You gotta fuck with the audience before they get a chance to fuck with you. That's the only way they'll respect you.
No, I think I've never had to do that, thankfully. Even though I crowd work and everything, I think I've never had a situation where an audience member has felt like they can snatch the control of the room from me. I don't know what it is, but it's never happened.
No, well, that's because it doesn't happen in the room now. It happens on the internet. They'll troll the shit out of your shit.
That's always been the internet. I mean, Louis has a great joke about like how he went to like watch on YouTube Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and there were 29 people who had thumbs down. Like this, somebody went on that, watched it, like, nah, this shit classic sucks, fucking sucks.
Yo, but it's a different kind of funnies, you know, like it is.
I'm saying
like,
that can just happen
because like the internet does really disrupt comedy in a multitude of ways, but in one way, it's also like, you know, it's possible to make people laugh just as hard with these funny pictures, these funny fucking novelty photos and words over them on the internet as it is a person like pouring everything they got into like a set.
Well, there's a lot of fake specials and shit too, so people are finding out now about that. Like, you know, like certain times when people are filming specials, there's like a light that comes on and the audience sees the light and they're like, oh,
start laughing.
Yeah. SNL does that, and TV
Oh, yeah.
shows they'll be like, laugh, clap, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yo,
And then you
Do
come
it,
back
you
and people are
dogs.
Like, you killed it on late night. Like, no, I think the guy with the cue cards killed it on late night.
I hate. There's like.
The guy that gets paid less than everybody else, that guy fucking killed it with the cue cards.
I don't even know if I should talk about this because like maybe the person, like, maybe certain people will like see this and get mad at me, but whatever. It's like DJs.
Talking about you, mom. No.
It's like these fucking DJs that'll like, they'll literally yell at the people on the dance floor if they're not dancing. It's like, come on, get the fuck up. What are you even fucking doing here? You should have stayed fucking home.
You know the equivalent of that is the one fan who's really into it. It's like, come on, let's open up this pit, and just dancing by himself in the middle of the room. And it's like, nobody likes this band.
Yeah, but this is the DJ doing it to you. You know,
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's-
bro, this is fucked up. Like, it's abuse. It's abusive. Like, yo, you're the one that's supposed to.
Oh, you know the comedy equivalent of that is like, all right, then what do you guys want to talk about? Ooh. Oh, that one hurt so much. It was like, oh, you lost everything. You're just done. You're done.
What do you guys? Yeah, well, that's a resorting to crowd work.
No, that's
No,
just like
that's-
you have nothing, and
Yeah.
you just want them to direct the act now. That's failure of like multitude level. Like just wow, you should kill yourself level of failure.
Well, it's like it's
Maybe this is why you have hecklers, because there are comedians who do this. So they go to every comedy show thinking, if I disrupt this guy,
No, the worst hecklers
I get to be
are
in charge.
either very belligerent drunk dudes
Or your
who are
friends.
super jacked, or white women.
Sure.
White women think they can just pipe up wherever they feel that.
they've earned the right.
No, they haven't.
You see what we did to them?
You've seen what they did to us.
Hey,
Look at Brooklyn.
You're further down the show. You're further down the chain.
I'm sorry, I can't stand.
I used to walk the streets of Brooklyn with fear, but the fear was I knew where the fear came from.
Sorry,
Now
I don't stand there. I don't stand with you. I'm a white woman ally. White women hit me up. You know me. I'm a fan, huge fan of your demographic.
if you're into a slightly, angry but sunny disposition Asian man who has a cat that has a Hitler stash, this is your man.
Dude, I fucked so many white chicks. It's a problem.
Hey, this is devolving into what you were talking about earlier.
No, it's like my dad yelled at me because he was like, I've never dated an Asian.
Now I'm concerned. How many were there?
No,
Enough to get his dad.
Were you keeping them in like a basement? Your dad was upset. Like, why are all these white women in my basement?
No, it's because I never dated an Asian woman.
That's I don't
My
know.
dad
I've
was like,
dated
"What the
all
fuck?"
kinds of ladies of all ethnicity and shape and size. Hit me up. I don't
Oh
discriminate.
no, I'm sorry. There are certain types of people that I just do not. I'm kidding. It's like they're like, who could it be? Who is it? Who are the people? Like,
Vote
He
now.
means Canadians.
Ugh.
I was engaged to a Canadian.
Oh, girl.
You guys don't. Oh,
I think she's not a white woman anymore. She's a Canadian.
Yeah, that's like akin to a different animal in the animal kingdom.
Well, she was proud.
Yeah, she doesn't
Canadian.
count.
I respected her as a Canadian. Shit.
Proud
No
Canadian?
one's ever said that. You should delete this part of the podcast.
That's unpatriotic.
Dude, when I went to Canada,
Sorry to our viewers.
When
He
I went-
doesn't mean any of this. He's very drunk.
when I went to Canada to her sister's wedding, like
Stop talking. Stop telling people about Canada.
listen, you like the story. We were out in the lake, right? And like a bald eagle comes.
No, we
flying.
share that lake with them.
An
Listen,
American bald eagle
And look, a fucking bald eagle comes, right? And they were all like,
to save you and take you back to
Yes,
America.
yeah, they were like, it's because you're here. It's because
Is it watching over me?
Are you fucking Frodo? You're just laying in a pail in a pool of maple syrup, like.
Back up, Canadians. This is one of ours.
It's like, yes, I'm an American citizen. Take me to a McDonald's, a de facto U.S. embassy.
Guy Fieri throws you a rope and pulls you up. The rope is made of noodles.
You hear the screeching eagle.
American noodles.
And I get flown to the borders of Oregon post haste.
Oregon.
Because I was in
The
DC.
safest place on the earth.
No, I
Oregon.
was in British Columbia in Oregon.
Nice.
Oh.
But I will say though, going to the Canadian wilderness is probably beautiful though. It's probably really, really.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I liked it there.
So you married or you're engaged to someone?
Yeah, I fucked it up. I totally fucked up then.
Was it a long distance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was a proud Canadian.
We were together for 3 years. I mean, we
Did
were
she
fucking-
expect you to move there?
No, she was gonna move here.
Oh.
Proud Canadian.
Dude, I mean, come on. Like, she still lived in, like, I don't know. It would have been cooler for her to live in New York City. Anybody would want to live in New York City. I don't blame
Because
her.
America's cooler than Canada, I guess.
America's cooler than everywhere. Let's be fucking real, Chris. Like, America's the fucking best. I will stand behind. I'll die on this fucking hill.
Woo!
Literally. You like America too, right, Farooq?
Right?
War crimes
Right? You like
aside,
America?
you know?
I of course love this country with all my heart. Please don't
And you're not saying that under any duress, are you?
Of course not.
All right, your passport will be by the front door on your way.
No, I mean if you haven't lived elsewhere, I guess it is a cool space for you to live. I don't know. It depends on what you want from life.
Well, for me, it's the opposite. Like, I've been to other countries.
Have you lived there?
No, it's
That's what I'm saying.
but it's like I wouldn't want to fucking live there because it looks not nice.
I don't know about that.
I mean, there's some exceptions, but even the nicer countries, like I've been to South Korea, beautiful, very modern, very cool.
Can't smoke weed there.
Can't smoke weed there. It's
so
so.
I wouldn't
impressive.
live there.
Singapore.
But I live like a king in Karachi when I go there, so I might live there in my retirement.
Oh, but that's like lame. That's like saying like, oh, I'm gonna feel better about myself playing the game on easy mode. You know, like.
That's right. Living in Karachi is playing on easy
life
mode.
Is easier in America. That doesn't mean you people out there just listen. You're working hard and it's tough out there. Don't listen to this motherfucker.
No, dude, I'm saying
he stays at home and lets the cat do the work for him. He has no moral. He has no work ethic.
That
Don't
doesn't
listen
make
to
any
this.
fucking sense.
Yo, that cat's a
first of all.
slave driver. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Second of all, like it's literally you're going to be an expatriate. Like you were an American-born citizen. So you going to any other like less fortunate country just to like.
But I have lived there.
Just
That's
to
why.
milk the benefits of being like coming from America.
No, but I have lived there. So for me, I can understand why living there would benefit me in certain ways. I wouldn't mind retiring to Ireland also. That'd be great.
Well, yeah, it's also a tax haven over there.
Exactly. So it depends on what you want to do in your old age or where you want to go. Like, I mean, let's be honest, just the difference between Manhattan and Staten Island. As a young person, I would never want to be anywhere near Staten Island. But, as I'm getting older, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want to be in Manhattan all the fucking time. It varies as you change, I think it depends on what you want out of life.
Yeah, I would never live in Manhattan.
That's what I'm saying. Now I would. I'm like seeing it now. Like, you guys pay so much money for fucking parking. Like, you live in your parking because that's how much it fucking costs. It's insane. And then people are like, the lifestyle. I'm like, dude, you are in debt at the fucking bodega. What are you talking about? You can't afford you
$22 packs of cigarettes.
You hop subway turnstiles because you have to make a decision at the end of the night. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I would live in Manhattan though if I were like disgustingly rich.
Well, sure, and you were like devoid of, a soul.
The rich live the same lifestyle everywhere. You know what I mean? If you're rich, you just live the same life everywhere. It's just cushy everywhere you go.
We want to be around rich people. We want to be
That's
around
what I'm saying,
poor
but
people.
you're unplugged from society at that point. Your experiences just doesn't count.
If I were a rich person, I would want to lose myself around poor people. I wouldn't want to like.
They don't usually do that.
I wouldn't want to be. Actually, that's not true. I've seen plenty of celebrities in the fuck. I've seen Lucy Liu a couple of times. She's a short little fucking human being in real life.
She's very tight.
Yeah. She's got huge dogs too. Big dogs, bigger than her. I think it's a power thing. Like I think she's got like a
short lady complex.
I think it's because she's a dominant lesbian.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
that's
She's
what
got
it is.
these huge, like, beautiful dogs.
And I didn't even know she was there. She's always been just fucking gorgeous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's definitely a power thing. 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool though. I mean, I respect it. If she has,
She's definitely a top.
Yeah, if she could.
She's
tame-
definitely top.
If she could
Would you
tame
let her
those-
walk you?
No.
On a leash?
Fuck that. I wouldn't want to walk anyone else on a leash. That's why I would never want to be fucking.
It's only my duty for Asian American Heritage Month.
Let Lucy Liu walk you around the city.
I wouldn't want to walk other people. I don't
No
want
more hate crime. Just being walked around by these people. Is that an Asian man on your leash? Don't focus on that. No more hate crime.
I want Lucy Liu's dogs. Imagine stealing her dogs. She'd probably send like triads after you or some shit.
That's a little.
She probably
that's a
come
little-
herself and
Yeah,
chop
What are you
her
gonna say?
yeah.
Racist? You gonna say it's a little racist?
No,
Chris?
it's a little extreme.
No, what I was about to say was racist, but thank God you saved me.
No, I was actually what I was going to say was racist.
And
Thank
now,
God he saved me.
and on today's episode of what I was about to say was really racist.
All right, no, it's good. This is a good way to segue into the closing topic. So, what's your favorite Lucy Liu movie? I'll start. Charlie's Angels.
Damn it, that was mine.
Ha.
I don't really know the names of any other ones.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know the names of them offhand. Like
Oh,
Charlie's
oh.
Angels
Kill
is
Bill.
one I remember.
Kill
that.
Bill.
I was gonna say,
Kill
that's
Bill.
like
Kill Bill's
everyone's
probably
Well, it's
real.
not her movie, yeah, but yeah.
Neither is Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Really, it's Drew Barrymore's movie. If you want to get technical about it.
Ugh.
Everyone was like, "Hey, how do we make Drew look hotter?" I know. We'll put two hotter women next to her.
But give her all the lines.
Yeah.
No, let's be real though. I am definitely a Cameron Diaz guy for sure.
I'm a 1993 Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, the masked Cameron
Yes.
Diaz. Ah, that's a good.
That is
that's
peak.
a good.
That's peak
The
Cameron
masked
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. That's a
That
good
kinda
Cameron
makes-
Diaz.
That's a whole other woman.
That's the Cameron Diaz that makes you go auga auga.
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does.
You pull a chain and train.
My eyes pop out.
Your tongue goes out like a fruit roll up.
Jim Carrey had to get his eyes surgically put back in his skull. They had to de-hot Cameron Diaz because of Jim Carrey's experiences on The Mask.
She's hot enough that if she put on the mask, she'd still be hot.
No, Lucy Liu was in some other movies. Like they were pretty big though. You're right. They're a little before my time. She
was in a Disney movie recently, right? Like a Star Wars or something. Wasn't she like a big? No, she's in a big blockbuster movie recently.
A Marvel
maybe
movie.
Something DC or Marvel maybe. I don't know, but she was in something big recently. I feel.
I don't know.
I think she was. She should have been in the Matrix series. At least one of those.
Yeah, that would have made sense. She should have been in the Matrix series. She could play that kind of role.
If she was the new Seraph, that would have been sick.
That would have been sick. I feel like was she in John Wick? She was in something recently. It was action. Like I feel like she was in something.
She's usually an actiony thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's in something. I just can't recall.
I don't know.
Hey, bud.
Okay,
Man. I don't want you around either. Yeah. No, I was kidding. Please come back.
Yeah.
I'd rather love a computer than you.
I just really dig my relationship with my cat. You know, I've never had an animal like me this much.
You got him as a kitten?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah. Adopted?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my roommate adopted my cat, but my cat likes me more than it likes my roommate because it sleeps in my room.
His cat has 2 gay dads.
It does.
Well, I adopted my
who
cat.
aren't exclusively gay.
I adopted my cat and my ex.
We've never even kissed.
You heard?
What a loser.
From the Canadian?
No, from one after that. And yeah, he likes me better, so he came with me.
Yeah, I mean they choose. It's really I'm not a cat person. I just didn't even plan on ever having a cat, but then
I'm not a cat person either. I always like dogs better.
Yeah, but he chose me, and I'm like, well, I don't dislike you.
I think cats like that because you're not pushy about it. So they
I don't mind cats in the sense like you can just they're happy to be around you. They don't have to be on you all the time. That's okay because. I mean, but on the same token, I fucking love fat dogs. Just a fat, lazy dog is my favorite, dude. Yeah. It's so fucking good. Like, remember Meaty?
If I could.
Right? Like, remember Meaty from fucking the Rob Dyrdek show? Mm-hmm. His little, like, white bulldog that could skate? Come on, that's just adorable.
James had a dog like that.
Yeah,
yeah. No, it was before your time.
Yeah. I was like, James' dog skates?
All right, so... You really think Charlie's Angels was the best movie you've seen with Lucy Liu in it?
It's only because I can't remember offhand the names of other movies I've seen.
I have a better question. What's the worst Drew Barrymore movie you've ever seen?
The worst?
The worst, yeah.
I'm
gonna say
all
50
of them.
First Dates.
I was gonna say that.
50 First Dates.
That was terrible.
I was
so
saying
bad.
all of them. What is she good in? Actually, no, Wedding
She
Singer,
wasn't a
she's
terrible
good.
actress when she was younger, but as she got older, I don't know. She just started playing Drew Barrymore.
Wasn't she in E.T.?
Yeah, she was great in
Yeah.
E.T.
That was her first thing.
She called E.T. penis breath. That's hilarious.
Did she?
Yeah, like the original
I
one.
remember.
She called it penis breath. It's hilarious.
What else was Drew Barry in that I'm not remembering?
Oh, tons. Drew Barrymore's
Wedding
around
Singer.
forever. I mean, she has a very
She was
interesting...
Wedding Singer, yeah.
Wedding Singer, I like her. Wedding
Yeah,
Singer is one of my favorite
that I do
movies.
like her.
I love Wedding Singer. It's great. She's
What other
in
movie
Donnie
do you-
Darko. She's actually good in Donnie Darko.
Yeah, I saw Donnie
She's a
Darko.
teacher in Donnie Darko.
I wanna say she's in a movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
cellar door. Remember that scene? The most beautiful word in the English language.
Cellar door.
The most beautiful word in the English language.
No, you have to like droop a little more. The most
Yeah.
beautiful word.
In English language. It's cellar door.
That's an excellent impression of Drew Barry.
Just act like you're having a stroke, but you'd still think you're hot. That's what Drew Barrymore is.
Did you see Cameron Diaz in Bad Teacher?
No,
That was good. That was a good movie.
I don't think I've seen the new they're starting to do comedy movies again. Like they're trying to make
Yeah,
that thing again.
yeah.
And I haven't seen any of the new stuff, but I don't know. I feel like we can't relate to the fucking shit they're making. Like I don't know. It doesn't affect us.
Well, that's what 21 Jump Street was all about with Channing Tatum. And
Right. I enjoyed 21 Jump
I did,
Street.
yeah.
And the
That was
same
an
way-
awesome movie.
That was a good movie. That was a good comedy.
The ending scene when he was fucking the teacher, she's like, "You're like two Hardy Boys at once."
The thing is, like, that's such a niche reference that if you got that, I'm like, that's good. That's really fucking good. And that's another thing I miss in, like, I feel like newer generations, not even just Gen Z, like even like younger millennials, I feel their memories are kind of weak to things going back, like references and stuff. Like, I feel like people born in the 80s and 90s, you could reference something from the 80s and the 90s, people will still get the fucking joke.
Yeah.
But you can reference something from the 90s to Gen Z, and they're like, Like they have no idea, but they have all the information in the world at their fucking hands.
Yeah, but you could probably reference
No.
90s things.
Give
to
it
them and they'll
time.
Still get it.
Wait till the Gen Zers turn like sad in late 20s, early 30s, and they're gonna have nothing to do. They're just
They're
gonna
already
be, like,
entering their 20s, aren't they?
and then, dude, they're gonna start
yeah,
looking.
because now it's iPad babies.
They're gonna realize
Yeah.
they're gonna realize Teen Titans Go was trash and the original one was better. They're gonna realize TV was better when Bush was president.
100%.
Way better. The cartoons
100%.
were better.
So underrated.
When the deep
What Bush
state
did for cartoons.
when the deep state wasn't so exposed, cartoons were better.
I would totally buy that. Maybe the one thing George Bush was 100% in charge of was cartoons.
That makes sense. He's a painter.
Man's an artist.
You're like, you want another Hitler on their hands? Let him make the cartoons.
I feel like they're trying to explain things to him, like briefings and stuff, and he wouldn't get it. And they're like, "All right, Connie, bring in the cartoons." And then the cartoons say, "Like, oh, so that's Bin Laden, huh?" Like then he gets it.
Been working on this new design for Batman.
It's called a drone.
I think Warner Brothers really dig it.
Yeah, I think it used to be. I don't know. I feel like the newer coming like generation and stuff. I feel like they don't care about looking like. Well, there was part of us like kind of. I feel like we were curious about like what were other metal bands before. I think
Who influenced this? What I like, yeah.
Okay with what's in front of them, what's being created around their time, and they don't give a shit about the other times. Like how many times have we seen this on TikTok where they discover something and we're like, this has existed for centuries.
But in my opinion, it's like also like a lot of the newer those awesome YouTube videos for I love these videos where it's like the rise and fall like of a Blockbuster, like what really happened, or the rise and fall of like why Zoomies is so hated. Those videos are awesome.
Wait, why is Zoomies hated?
Oh well, you should see the video then. These Zoomers like really
Don't plug other channels. Tell them about the video.
What? All right.
Yeah, we didn't do no cross promotion.
No. I mean, all right. So there's this YouTube channel that I love. It's just called Modern Business.
More cross promotion.
Oh, yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it! No,
What?
I'm kidding. Yeah.
I like that channel.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What is it called?
It's called Modern Business. It's an amazing channel, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just this Zoomer kid who just breaks down like beloved brands that were once beloved and maybe are hated now.
That's what I mean. Is it's they'll consume that, right? And they'll be like, okay, I know everything about Zoomies now.
I mean, I learned more from Zoomies watching that than I did I knew myself.
Interesting.
Like, some of these videos are really like thorough. You know, like I had no idea like the grassroots nature.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's presented to them like from another Gen Z or whatever, they're like, there's no self curiosity to be like, what happened before? I don't think there's any concern of what will happen before, unless it's racist, homophobic, misogynistic. You get what I mean? Like it's
Well,
always.
That's why people still watch Looney Tunes.
I mean, here's
true.
the thing.
No, they'll be interested in like, well, I want this person who exists
No.
now. I wonder if they've ever had a dark past.
No, but here's the
and they'll like
That's
dig
what it
dig
is,
in, That's
yeah.
We're
what
not
it
just
is.
talking about people. The reason why Zoomers are interested in this because we're talking about brands. And the thing is, we now live in a social climate where everyone has to make a brand for themselves.
Well,
Whether
yeah,
you're-
your
and
exact
everyone
number of
knows
friends are on your right next to your name now.
So I
Isn't
think
that
that's
scary?
why like a Zoomer could be interested in like the rise and fall of a brand because basically you're like seeing like what worked for them, like why is this such a household name? Like what is it that made them stick? And you end up learning fucking a lot.
Well,
like,
hindsight makes everyone feel a lot smarter.
yeah, but still you learn a lot. Like
That's true.
And also the guy who fucking invented it, invented the whole like propaganda in like commercial use was Sigmund Freud's nephew, that guy Edward Bernays.
Yeah. Edward Bernays. I read about that recently.
He's
so
awesome. That guy was sick. He was a genius. Like he basically he was the first one to say it's like, you know, you could tie.
You know, we can trick people into buying things.
Yeah, like what? You can make them feel things. And
But
then,
that's what I mean. Like, so I think, and they're a victim of this. I feel Gen Z and maybe younger millennials is they came into it when they perfected the machine of commodification being sold to people through like media.
Now they're
we
just
kind of
making
were
it-
the guinea pigs for it, and some worked, some didn't. Or we'd be like, yeah, Zima's fucking gay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like, glowing sneakers, fuck yeah. Like we were, so it was, you know, it was give and take. But I think we were able to discern. I think that's what the word I'm looking for. I think we're able to discern what's being sold to us and what I really like.
remember Zoo
I
Books?
think, so that's what I mean. Like it was according to your interest, but now I say something in the ether and I open up my Amazon and then there's an ad for that. Like you can't exist without something being advertised to you all the time.
Yeah.
You don't know what you like because you really want to fucking buy it, or do you really like this thing just because it's a popular thing to have? Like, do you really want to have a galaxy light that people have in their rooms, or does it actually think it's going to help you?
No, I really need the lights that are behind my TV that give it a nice glowy color.
Exactly.
Well,
we had time to be like, do I really need a bike this year?
No. Remember, remember. Yesterday you said you'd call Sears. I'll call today. You'll call now.
Yeah.
And that was a good one because we need air conditioning.
One of the best inventions was like, but if you call now, we'll include 2 for the price of 1. I was like, what is your fucking profit margin? Because that is serious fucking insanity right there. Not only will we include this 1 commemorative coin shat out by George Washington, we also have his toe. Like, what the fuck is this? And
now there's only 10
your
remaining.
grandma in Arkansas was like, well, this will look good on my mantle. And fucking call it. It works. It fucking works. And I think we escaped by a smidge of that sort of like experimentation and the success of that experimentation. Even now, like I don't feel the need to buy things that maybe other people are. It's popular. It's fine. Like, okay, there's a thing in like comedy where everyone's getting a bomber jacket, gold chain. Everyone bomber jacket, gold chain. And I'm like, I don't feel the need to do this. But literally everyone, you go to their profile picture, like, wow,
bomber
jacket, gold chain.
Awesome.
And it's a cool look. But if everyone has the cool look, is it a really fucking? Where's originality?
Then it's the
so
look.
the thing you were saying about style and fashion, I feel like it's fashion.
Yeah.
It's not style. It's like girls, you see it so often. It's like, girl, you look slay in that dress. Where'd you get it? Link drop. 20 other girls have that dress. You're not original anymore.
But if it's your thing, then all right. For example, I think if you do it long enough, it becomes your thing. Like if suddenly the fashion became like
if you
black t-shirts and black skinny jeans, I would be able to at least look at the people close to me and be like, come on, you guys know that I was doing
skinny jeans are out.
We know, you were doing it for everyone else.
Skinny jeans are out. Mom jeans are in.
I don't even give a shit. This is just my style.
What, mom jeans are in?
Mom jeans are in.
Nice.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you like, it depends on what you're doing for so long. It becomes part of who you are. Like if you're shipping young girls off to an island to get fucked by politicians, eventually it becomes your thing.
Whose thing was that again, Farooq?
I'm pretty sure it was some guy who's supposed to not be here, but I think he might be here. God.
Oh well, sure. I mean,
yeah. Well, who are you guys talking about?
You know, it'd be hilarious if in like 8 years we had like a Wolf of Wall Street kind of Epstein movie, like where it's like rock like a banging soundtrack, super style and cinematography.
And he looks really cool because he's like fucking
that's
a bunch
me,
of
Jeffrey Epstein, and he's just walking into his Lamborghini Plaza. He's like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
I really hope Jeffrey Epstein is played by like Channing Tatum or something. Just
Leonardo,
some hot guy.
Leonardo.
Just some hot guy.
No, it'd definitely be Leo.
No, because it's what they always do. Like for example, anytime it's like a menacing character, make him a hot guy because then it'll make him appealing.
Well, yeah, no one wants
like,
to see a crazy, not
need to
attractive
play? Why does
person.
Zac Efron need to play what's his name? Ted Bundy? Because it's hot. It's not because Zach's a really good actor.
No, he's hot and crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
so
sexy,
Yeah, I was saying, like, I was talking to this girl, and she was like, she's a doctor and everything, and she was like, I was like, what kind of guy do you like? And she was like, I like a masculine man, like a savage with a plan. Like, that was vague as fuck. That doesn't mean anything.
Savage with a plan?
A savage with a plan is Ted Bundy. That's a savage with a plan. That's who your fucking type is.
Yo, but what's really sad is that those kind of dudes in history, they were always so overrated. And meanwhile, guys like the Unabomber are so underrated.
I know.
He's so interesting. He's a fucking
Didn't even
genius.
hurt a soul.
He
Didn't even hurt a soul.
He was a fucking genius.
And
man.
who you know who they villainized the most is the Unabomber.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that guy was right.
And DB Cooper. DB Cooper also. It's like, what were his intentions? He wanted to steal money for himself. That's what his intentions were.
Out of everyone, he was actually kind of correct. The Unabomber? The Unabomber.
Unabomber is correct.
Yeah.
It's not was.
He's a
He
genius.
is. Yeah, he would write letters to the government being like, you're raping the planet.
Yeah.
He was Greta Thunberg before Greta Thunberg.
No, dude, he graduated Harvard by the time he was like, what, like 16 or some shit?
Yeah. He was a very smart guy. Part of Mensa and shit too.
Incredible.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, him and Sly Stallone.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if the
those are your two Mensa members that.
If the like smartest dude in the world is saying like, yo, we gotta do this eco-terrorism shit, I'm like, that's a kind of like a canary in the mine kind of situation.
I think with
like
eco-terrorism, the problem is that there's no end product to commodify. There's no end product to monetize on. That's what the problem is. It's hard to get people behind something like eco-terrorism because you don't get control of it.
But it's not about the product at this point.
For terrorism, it is.
No, but
that's the whole point of terrorism.
But with Kaczynski, like that.
Not that I would know.
What Kaczynski was doing, he wouldn't call it terrorism. He
no,
said,
he
like,
wouldn't. But it is
it's radicalism.
It's radical. It's radical. Fine, radicalism. But the point of radicalism is an end goal that you actually have to. You get control over something. But
and
it's hard to succeed. It's hard to maintain like what he's trying to achieve.
He would have succeeded, but his brother ratted him out.
No, it's not that. Even if he would have succeeded, it would not last long because the entities he's fighting against are far more powerful than him. They're eventually going to own the land that he's trying to just keep them from. Not, you get what I mean? Like you're fighting a giant.
Yeah, it's just. I guess it was the one formidable opponent that those giants could ever face.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah,
like, he was really that smart.
It's a very David Goliath situation, but in this case, David does not win.
It's sad.
Yeah,
but he's still alive. That you got to give.
He's in jail, right?
Yeah, you got to give him credit for that. I mean, when he dies, it's going to be a thing. I think a lot of people from every weird corner of the world is going to start coming out.
I think the only people that are going to mourn him are like Julian Assange and Edward Snowden.
I'm going to mourn the fuck out. A lot of my friends are going to mourn him.
Do you think it's a waste of money for them to hold on to his cabin?
What do you mean?
No, they don't. I think his cabin's not there anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think his cabin's there anymore. I think they got rid of his cabin, but they have everything cataloged from his cabin. Like,
where'd they put it?
They should put it in a museum. I mean, if anything.
You know who
that's not a good idea.
You know who would be a good Kaczynski? William Dafoe.
Yeah, I can see it.
Actually,
no, Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon.
Yeah, Michael Shannon. General Zod would be great because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Gruff. Having their like crazy writing, shouting at people.
But he also has to start clean cut and like nerdy and bookish.
And he can, but he can do both looks.
And then he eventually devolved.
So he can do both.
Who was the guy who played Alexander Supertramp in Into the Wild?
Oh, Emil Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch, yeah, he'll be a good fucking.
He's young looking though. He can do the young.
No,
one,
he's older now.
But even in baby face, he can do the young one. But I don't think he can do the old one. I think Shannon can do both. I think Shannon can do young and old.
Maybe. You know who I miss? I mean, all right, this is kind of off topic, but I was talking today about like actors that are just too good at looking like kind of a scumbag. Like, you know Ray Liotta? Yeah, he's too good. He was too good at looking kind of a scumbag.
No, that was also bread and butter.
There was another guy that I never remember his name, but he kind of looks
Enchantix.
He kind of looks like a bird. You know what I'm
really
talking
worked
about?
out in the end.
There's this guy. This is
like a bird.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian Brody.
No, not Adrian Brody.
Adam Driver.
Not Adam Driver. He's an older looking guy. I think his name is Wilhelm or something.
Wilhelm.
I don't know. He was in Prison Break. I don't know if you watched that show.
No.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what? I'm just gonna fucking look it up and not like torture.
Is he a British dude?
No, I don't think so.
Is he French?
I don't know. He looks American as apple pie.
What's his name though?
Fuck. All right, I got the cast pulled up. His name. Wow, there's a lot of actors in this fucking show.
Yeah, it's 80s.
Oh, his name is William Fichtner.
Let me see what.
This guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he's a lizard in Spider-Man in the Andrew Garfield one.
Yeah. He's too good at looking like kind of a scumbag, but he does.
Yeah, it's the eyes.
It's the eyes. But they do it like guys like that do it so good. I'm jealous. Like I wish I could.
You wish you were more snake-like, bird-like.
Yeah, so people.
Oh, so the guy who played Voldemort would be good too then.
Yeah, for
Ralph
sure.
Fiennes.
Oh yeah.
He's probably.
They had to remove his nose from Harry Potter. It was so grotesque. Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Yo, Chris. All right, could you do me a favor?
What?
Could you tell me what the number is on next to that little red button?
Well, I can't do that.
Next to the little red dot on the screen.
1 hour, 41 minutes, and 24 seconds.
You're lying.
114.
All right, so yeah, that makes more sense. So we're a little over time, but you know,
114.26.
no, we could wrap it up with one.
Oh, we could definitely cut a lot from this. We could cut 40 minutes
I
from
don't
this.
want to cut anything.
And stretch it.
I wouldn't cut anything.
I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Cut it.
So anyway,
How about we cut out all Chris's parts?
we could cut it. We could wrap it up with one final debate. What was the worst Tarantino movie?
By my opinion, or just like what I was like, just by my opinion.
Taste isn't subjective. Okay, let's be honest.
I think it is.
This is an opinion piece.
Especially
For...
in movies. I'm trying to think. I didn't enjoy the one in the cabin as much, but it's not his worst.
What
Hateful
Hateful
Eight.
I hated that too.
Yeah,
I was
hated
gonna
it.
say
I
that.
don't think
I
it's
liked
worse,
it
though.
better the second time I watched it.
I didn't like
I think the
it.
extended version is.
I saw the
Yeah.
extended
Yeah,
version.
the extended version is okay.
I like that
It's
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's amazing.
I mean, my favorite part was when he's like, he took that Black Johnson and put it right in his mouth and he started sucking on it because it was warm. That was definitely the highlight of my computer.
It just got so ridiculous. Like I don't know.
He took my Black Johnson and put it right in his desperate mouth.
You know what? Now I'm drawing a blank on fucking Tarantino movies.
No, I think
I didn't. That might be the least. I didn't care
'Cause I
that
don't
much
hate them, but my
for.
least favorite probably. Yeah.
That's my next least favorite would
Once
be
upon a time in America was also
Hollywood.
not that great.
I love
Hollywood.
that movie. All right,
Huh?
see now.
Hollywood.
What Hollywood?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once upon a time in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Once Upon a
sorry.
Time in Hollywood was good. Once Upon a Time in America was trash.
What? The greatest movie ever. That is a
kidding.
film.
You're about to make Chris go full Italian.
That is a film.
I'm joking.
That is a film. That's
here.
it. That is
I'm
cinema.
joking here.
I'm joking here.
That's
Yeah,
like-
I would say that's it. That's the one probably Hateful Eight.
Hateful
Best,
Yeah.
best Reservoir Dogs.
Personally, for me,
From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's cool.
Because he started.
But one-
actually, I'd say that's the second one.
Reservoir Dogs?
No, from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh,
I'd say
once
that's
you
the
see,
second
but
one,
you see
yeah.
it once, that's it. You can't see it
Yeah,
again.
I think the whole draw for me is Salma Hayek. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna say you can't. Salma Hayek saves that whole fucking movie, no matter how stupid it gets.
God, she's a goddess. My first fucking crush in Hollywood. I saw her in Desperado, and I was like, "That's what I want in a woman. That is a fucking woman."
That's what I'm holding out for.
Yeah, that is. Salma, if you're seeing this, it's only been you, baby.
I wonder if she has kids.
Farouk is saving himself
I
for
wonder, if
Salma
she, I wonder
Hayek.
if she has kids and is married.
She is,
She is, yes.
but that doesn't mean a thing. to
And she
me.
looks even
That doesn't
better.
mean anything to me and Salma.
I'm gonna get you Salma one of these days.
I like you, and I'm gonna have you.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we could about wrap it up. I gotta go get some weed. We love you guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you guys.